Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, keep it real. Touchdowns, some liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, good people? Happy Tuesday to you. A lot of things going on. The NCAA Women's Tournament has just begun. The play-ins were tonight. I got one right with Iowa State. Audi Crooks went off, had 27 in the second half. Southern University is in control over UC San Diego. And then High Point, William and Mary. I have no clue who's going to win that game. And then Columbia and Washington. I got Washington winning that game over Columbia. But I guess the High Point, William and Mary, I go William and Mary. I haven't seen neither one of them play. But, yeah, so this is the play-in tournament. And then the real deal gets started on Friday. So, but it's all good. What's going on, Carlos? What's going on, Tiffany? Yeah, I'm watching the Southern game. I watched the Iowa State game. I figured Southern would take this one. But Iowa State looked kind of ugly in the first. Princeton went on like a 26-7 run and took the lead. And then in that fourth quarter, in this basically second half, Iowa State just shell-shocked them. And they could never recover, man. They got the lead back. And after that run by Princeton, they could never do anything after that, man. And Audi Crooks, she put up 27 points. So, but if you playing against Iowa and you just got to run, because like I like Audi Crooks when she's down low, she's damn near unstoppable because can't nobody move her, and she can put the ball in the bucket. However, being as big as she is, she cannot run. She cannot run. She does not move on defense very well. So it's like feast or famine with her. But when she gets the ball down low and when she gets rebounds, she puts the ball in the bucket. That's all that matters. So we'll see how they do when the tournament starts. Texas and Xavier, okay. Shout out to Xavier. They from Cincinnati. I rocks with the XU. My cousin is a assistant coach for the women's team for Xavier. I know the women's team is not very good, but shout out to Bree. But what you say, Tom Vaughn? You were Guan coach? I don't even know what that mean, bro. I wasn't gone anywhere. I was cooking today. First time I got a chance to cook in my smoker today. Finally got some good weather, not a windstorm, so I put some ribs in the smoker today. Put some venison, some deer meat in the smoker, braised it up a little bit. So got a buddy of mine at work. I'm going into the office tomorrow, and she has been bugging me for barbecue for the longest time. So I told her a couple months ago, I said, when your birthday hits, I will cook you some ribs for your birthday. And her birthday was 2 weeks ago. But we had all this crazy weather up here. So I couldn't, we had crazy rainstorms and we had ridiculous wind up here. So once the weather got right, we had a nice day today. I got to go into the office tomorrow. So I figured I would throw some stuff early this morning, put the ribs on, and I got a master built smoker. So all I got to do is put them in, set my temperature, and wait. I ain't really got to do much. So that was cool. So what's going on in Jamaica? Oh, that's right. I forgot you on the islands. So what's going on, Don Vaughn? I forgot about that. You in the islands, brother. What is my birthday? My birthday is in July, brother. July 12th. If anybody wants to send me gifts, you got to send two because I am a twin. I got a twin sister who lives in Atlanta. My name is Marcus. Her name is Melanie. She's down in hot Atlanta. She's a teacher down there. Shout out to my sis. And I got an older sis in Portland, Oregon. So, so yeah, man. So I've said this before. That's why I follow the women's game because if I didn't, my sisters would bop me upside the head. So, got to represent, man. But we had a good day today. We saw Brandon Graham finally shut it down. Watched his press conference. It was very emotional. It was very heartfelt. It was true BG fashion. um, and it was kind of it was just long enough to the point. And he hit you with the Eagles chant at the end and BG out. So I thought that was all him. I thought it was phenomenal. Definitely gonna miss him. 15 years with the same team, man. You just don't see that anymore these days. There's not too many people that's been with the same team their whole career. I think um, Aaron Donald. Trying to think who else. Who else has been with one team? One team. Like I know there's a few of them out there, but it gets harder and harder to go down that list. Lane Johnson will be one when he retires. Kelsey didn't go anywhere. Trying to think who else. Nope, I can't say B Dog. Trot left at the end. Um, like trying to the Eagle greats. Um, yeah, man, that list is hard, man. He's a yeah, BG a legacy player, man. So hopefully, I'll be seeing him at the alumni events. I'm hoping. I don't think so. Um, I got to go to this event tomorrow night down at the NovaCare. We get to go down there, bring some family members, take pictures with the trophies and all of that. So I'm gonna have some stuff tomorrow for you. If not tomorrow, Friday for sure. Because what I'll end up doing is it's the event is from 6 to 8, so I'll probably be there probably a little bit later. Probably get home about 9:30, something like that. Um, so I probably won't be able to turn around all of the pictures and stuff that I took, but I'll still probably go live like late Thursday night, probably around this time, like 11 o'clock. Um, and then Friday, maybe Friday or sometime during the weekend, I'll have some time. But heck, I might not even have time to do that. I got a couple videos in the queue. Then I got to put videos together for the tournament because this tournament start on Friday. Man, I ain't got no time, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't have no time. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But I'm definitely gonna have some footage for tomorrow night. So um only Chuck Bednarik and BG had that type of tenure. I thought it was a couple other people. Um, like I said, Lane is on 12. Lane is good. Lane will be on year 12 next year. I don't know how long he's gonna hang around. So you know what, Tiff? What got me was when he started addressing his son. When he looked over and started talking to his son, it's like the men are the first ones up in the house. I was like, man, that's old school. That's somebody that was raised by their daddy and their granddaddy. You know what I mean? So I like stuff like that. Just imparting and having the opportunity to talk to his kids and things like that. And it's real cool to be able to his kids to be able to see him in that capacity. My grandkids didn't see me when I played. They like my grandson, he's been to a couple of events. My oldest grandson is coming with me tomorrow. Um, but they didn't get a chance to see me play. They see me on tape and stuff like that. But other than that, like my oldest grandson, he got a chance. He was with me when I got inducted into the Eastern Kentucky Hall of Fame. So at least he got a chance to see that and my name on the wall and the plaques and everything that came with that. So that was cool. But None of my grandkids have any recollection about what I did with the Eagles. None of them. So um, your day was over. Yeah, we knew it was coming though. We knew it was coming. BG is just the BG is the heart of Philly. He's the heart and soul of Philly. I like to say B Dark is the soul of Philly, but BG is the heart. You know what I mean? Like BG wears his emotions on his sleeve. But he always a good dude. Always when I saw him at the press, at the alumni games and stuff like that, I got a couple pictures with him. He stops for everybody. And when I say everybody, he stops for everybody. He makes sure everybody get a picture. Um, he'll stop on the sideline. He'll go up and down the sideline. And he'll just stop and smile, pick a kid up, stop and smile, stop and smile, stop and smile. He will take a picture with everybody and make sure he get everybody. So that's just the type of dude he is. So uh he was not ready. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. He's still gonna be around the stadium though, I would imagine. So you just don't have that type of longevity with one team and then walk away. Like he'll still be around. Like Kelsey is still around. Like Kelsey is still local and still in the building and in the midst. So he's not there no more, but he's still around. You know what I mean? And then Jason's gonna be on ESPN more and more as the years go. I can see Brandon Graham end up being on WIP or 97.5, one of them. Sometimes he can be loyal, so I would think it would be WIP. And let me be honest with you, WIP could probably use the help because they want them ex players at the on the radio and things of that nature. So it is what it is. So, but it was a good retirement speech. I like the fact that they always show now when he goes. If you saw the piece where he walked, it looked like he was walking into a cafeteria and everybody was up clapping for him. That was all the staff at NovaCare, and that room that he was in, that's where I'm going tomorrow night. Right before you walk in that cafeteria area, there's like a area to the left, and that's the room that they had the trophies in. They'll have the Eagles background, and last time they just had the trophies around it, and you just walked up, took your pictures. It was basically like first come, first served. There was a line of people waiting, and you just went up, took pictures with it. Now they're gonna have both the trophies there. You could pick it up, you could hold it, you could do all that kind of stuff, and they had a pedestal there. You just put it back or gave it to the next person. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with both of them. But it's gonna be the same thing. You go up there, you take the pictures, and keep it moving. It'll be a tight list because you had to be invited. So and they let you bring 4 people in your family. So it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. Um, I can see him being a coach. I can see him being a coach, man. That's one of the things I said when I stopped playing football. Like when I stopped playing, that my last year of playing professional football was in '97. When I left, I got cut from the Hamilton Ticats in the CFL, and that whole experience was just like wasn't good. And after that, like like I had to walk away from it because it wasn't fun anymore. And I've always said, if something ain't fun, you gotta walk away, and that's what I did. But one of my best friends, Ron Carpenter, he's been on my show before. Um, Ron had won a Super Bowl with the Rams, and he was telling me that was the first time the XFL, that was Vince McMahon's XFL, and he was like, "Dude, they paying good money, fill out an application." And I was like, I didn't want to do it, but I'm saying all that to say, um, when I stopped playing football, I wish I would have immediately got into coaching immediately because you gotta. It's a weird, um, and obviously we didn't have the outlets that we have now. I mean, technically, I wish I would have started a podcast, but they didn't exist back then. But I wish I would immediately got into coaching football so you can stay in that environment. So ended up coming back coaching like Little League, and I enjoyed that because I did it for 9 years. And some of my kids that I coached are actually in the NFL now. So that came full circle. But just to stay in it and be around it, and I think that's the best thing for guys like us. After you've been playing, it's very difficult to just cut it off. And I wish I would have gotten the coaching immediately. And I think that's what BG's going to do. So he'll be on that sideline somewhere. Because, guys like him, they got an open invitation. Got an open invitation. Yeah, we played. If you're talking about Canada, I mean, Canada was cool. It was just for me. Like, well, let me say it like this. I was playing football. I was doing what I love to do. So I didn't care it was in Canada. Hamilton was great. Hamilton had a phenomenal time. Great little city. About 30 minutes from Niagara Falls. So if you've never been to Niagara, me and my wife was like, let's go see that. Let's go see the falls. And that's exactly what we did. But yeah, it was fun. It was football. They got their quirky rules. They got to have X amount of American players, X amount of Canadian players and stuff like that. But the team was just looking to do something else that and I wasn't involved. So, it was just a bad experience for me. Other people up there had great experiences. But I was the starter, and well, basically I got cut. We came up, we started off, had a bad start. We started out like 1-7 or something like that. And I ended up getting cut. And, I had my wife up there with me. She quit her job in Philly. So it was not good. It was not a good feeling to be up there for like, 2 months, just signed a lease on the apartment. Just signed a 6-month lease on an apartment. And then I get cut like the next week. And luckily, the lady was nice enough to let me break my lease. So, but long story short, me and my wife are in another country and we both unemployed, paying for an apartment that we can't stay at and a house back home. So I was like, nope. So I ain't going through that no more. I ain't doing that again. And that was like, all right, got my degree, time to pound the pavement and do what I went to school for. And that's what I did. So, but Canada was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I wish I could have stayed longer, but yeah, it is what it is. So now I think the USFL is getting started back again. I think didn't they combine XFL USFL now? So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the XFL. But in any case, um, Southern is still winning. It's a minute 50 left in the game. They're up by 10. 61-51, Southern is winning. So, and they blasting the NIT tournament. Uh so yeah, BG is out of here. We ain't gonna be able to see the dance no more. We ain't gonna be able to see him doing that anymore. And getting them strip sacks, man. But even at his age, battling back from the torn tricep and then tearing it again in the Super Bowl. But at least he paid dividends in the game. At least he made a contribution to the game. So he can go out. He went out on top, man. He gambled and went out on top. Because when he tore his tricep, and you saw that press conference where he was at his locker and he was, he knew it. He knew it. He didn't think that he would be able to come back in time, but he was rehabbing. And then all of a sudden Saquon happened. And he was like, ooh, let me put this fast forward, put this on high speed and get this rehab done. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to play in the Super Bowl. and make contributions, and he walked away with a ring. So 3 Super Bowls, 7 years, 2 rings. Congratulations, Brandon Graham, man. Let me see what you saying, Carlos. I feel bad for Mount St. Mary because they won their play-in, but they have Duke next. They might as well keep the injury running. Is that that's the men's team? I don't even watch men's basketball anymore. I don't watch men's college basketball anymore. I only watch the women because I know most of the men, the good ones anyway, is going to be one and done. Um, what do I think about the rule changes? I was watching that earlier. I think it's people that's salty about the tush push, and they're trying to get rid of it, but they're not going to get rid of it. Those are only proposals. Um, I think the seating. Who was that? Lions requested to look at the rule about how you seed the teams. So if you win your conference, but you have a worse record than somebody else in the division, um, I think the better record should have home field advantage. I like that rule that the Lions were talking about, but as far as trying to ban it, the shove and all of that type of stuff, um, they wanted. I think they were talking about um, pass. Was it pass interference or defensive holding should not be an automatic first down, or or is it like a 5 yard penalty? They were trying to change that or something, but I don't think they're going to change it because that would give defenses a strategic advantage if they could just hold and only have a minimal penalty. So if you're holding a receiver and you're preventing him from making a catch or possibly scoring a touchdown, then it should be more than a 5 yard advantage or just a first down. So because you taking away a opportunity to score, and that's all it comes down to. So I think they're going to leave that the same. I don't think they're going to change too many of the rules. They're definitely not going to change the shove at all. I don't see that happening. So people just need to stop bitching because they just mad because they can't do it like we do. I'm talk about women's bracket, and I said Juju has the most pressure on her because of the hype behind her. She'll perform. I disagree. I disagree. Juju does not have the most pressure on her because she's only a sophomore. She got 2 more years. Paige Beckers has the most pressure, in my opinion. Paige Beckers, she's at the vaunted UConn. She's got the most pressure. I don't think she got a natty yet. So she done battled through all these injuries. They got bounced last year. Um, so I think it was a bad call last year. Um, but I think Paige Beckers has the most pressure on her, not Juju Watkins. Juju Watkins, she's a sophomore, like I said. So Paige Beckers, this is it. She ain't gonna have another opportunity to win a national title. So she got to get it done this year. And I tell you what, my pick, we don't go over the brackets. I don't want to spoil my brackets. So let me see if I can bring them up first of all. Let me see. You can still fill out brackets. Let me see. I know I had one. I don't know. I don't know how to access it though, to be honest with you. Because I know I did one, but yeah, see, I don't that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to log in. I'm trying to where's my bracket? Create tournament. My brackets. There we go. All right, here we go. See, I got one with South Carolina and one with Duke, but I think Duke is going to end up winning the title. I think Kerr Lawson, the way Duke is playing defense, they are nasty. They are nasty. And then I tell you what, if Silas Swords realizes she's not a freshman anymore and just starts going off, the way Michigan plays defense too, they just sometimes they get iffy on offense. But you can say that about anybody. You can say that about anybody. But in this bracket, I got my final four is UCLA, UConn, Duke, and Notre Dame. And I got Duke beating Notre Dame, even though I'm pulling for my girl Hannah Hidalgo from South Jersey. And I got UConn beating UCLA with Duke taking the title. So, um, yeah, it can go in either way, man. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that could go on. It's a lot of stuff that could go on. Uh, Greatness they expect from her, she can't have no fall off. Let me be honest with you, she done had fall offs this year because USC done got a couple times this year. So she's already had fall off. She's had a couple games where her second half has been she's been very meh. And I don't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the games that I've seen, and I'm talking even some of the games that they have won, Juju Watkins has not been what I would consider dominant or dominating in those games. I know you ain't gonna be dunking on everybody. You just ain't gonna be beating everybody by 20, 30 points. It don't go down like that. But in a few of the games, even the games that they have won, sometimes Juju Watkins just doesn't look like she in control. But what it comes down to is if you are the star player, everybody's gunning to stop you. And right now, from what I've seen, USC, all you got to do is stop one of them, either Kiki Iriafen or Juju Watkins. You're not going to stop both. But if you can slow down Juju Watkins, I haven't seen anybody else be able to pick up that slack other than Kiki. This is very similar to like when Caitlin Clark was at Iowa. If Caitlin Clark was off and Kate Martin wasn't hitting shots and Hannah Stokey wasn't hitting shots, Iowa was in trouble because nobody else was doing anything, and they lost a couple games like that. They lost a national title like that. When LSU busted them up, I mean, Caitlin Clark had 30 points that game, I believe. But wasn't nobody else doing anything. And LSU was just that much better. Angel Reese was that much better. Haley Van Lith was that much better. Their team was a better team. So Angel Reese was killing Hannah Stokey. And even this year, I don't like sometimes I forget Hannah Stokey is like 6'2", 6'3". She don't play like it though, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see what Iowa does. They got another good player up there, and they're trying to push who's going to be the next. But yeah, they got a road to hoe. So we'll see. This is the time, and this is where I look at it like this because it's the same thing in every sport, in my opinion. The regular season doesn't mean much. The regular season doesn't mean much because it only matters what you do in the tournament. If Juju Watkins has her worst game of the year in a tournament and USC goes down, what do you think they're going to say about Juju Watkins? She's overhyped. I don't think she's overhyped. I just think they're trying to, in my opinion, they're trying to find somebody to replace the hype that was Caitlin Clark. They tried to do that with They tried to do that with what's Paige Beckers, but it's not for whatever reason. It just ain't translating the same. I'll give you a good example, and I saw this. This was I don't know 2 3 weeks ago. They showed UConn was playing on ESPN, so of course they showed the obligatory student shot, and they had a shot of the UConn students buying tickets. And what they were trying to do was related to when they had that shot Caitlin Clark senior year, when the students were in line to get tickets to the game didn't start until 8 p.m. And these students were in line at 4 a.m. trying to get tickets to the Iowa women's game. So they were trying to build up that hype, and it just didn't it wasn't the same. It was not the same. So they're trying to stick somebody up there. Carlos, there you go with your Haley Van Lith. TCU got a good draw. Let's see how far they can go. Let's see how far they can go. She had a good end of the season. Haley Van Lith did. So it'll be very interesting to see how she does. Where is trying to see. See, I got TCU going down to Notre Dame. I got Notre Dame beat Michigan. TCU plays Fairleigh Dickinson on Friday. That's a 3:30 game. And then they play Louisville. So I got TCU going all the way to the Sweet 16. But they go lose to Notre Dame. So, I think they'll beat Louisville, but they'll get tied up with Notre Dame. But we'll see. They got to, this is why you play the game. So, but it'll be interesting to see how far Haley Van Lith can take that team. And she ain't even the best person on the team. She's probably the most well-known person, but she definitely ain't the best person on that squad. So we'll see. Iowa State was my pick to win the play-in game, and they won. But I think Iowa State's going to lose to Michigan. And like I said, if Silas Swords ever figures out that she ain't a freshman no more, she going to do damage. Carlos, Dawn Staley wasn't the only one complaining. It was a couple of coaches that was complaining that the seeding was suspect, because I agree. How you gonna win the SEC title and not be a number one seed? I don't understand that. I don't care who you lost to when you lost, because that was the logic that they gave, that the teams that beat USC or the teams that beat South Carolina, those teams went on to have really good records. So the seeding got jacked up. At least that's what the girl said on the TV show. They looked at who they lost to, how they lost, and what those teams did, and that gave them more weight. But I don't care. I don't. You don't win the SEC. Defending champions, coming off an undefeated season, and then they jank you up with a number 3 seed. So I don't know. It was a lot of coaches were not happy. Not just Dawn Staley. It was a couple of them that were not happy with that whatsoever. So they play Tennessee Tech right off the bat, and they'll take care of Tennessee Tech. They're gonna take care of Utah. Well, I got Utah beating Indiana. That's gonna be a good game though. So I'm guessing Utah and Indiana. I'm taking Utah. So, but yeah, Dawn Staley was not the only one that was complaining. I'm not. I want to see the Philly girl go back to back. That's what I want to see. They were not. It took them a second. It took South Carolina a second to figure out what to do when Ashlyn Watkins went out. Because when she came back, then she tore her knee. They need somebody to go up and get them rebounds. And they've been managing. Chloe Kitts has been playing well. But again, let's see what they do in the tournament. Malaysia for Wiley is a wild card. I don't know what's going on with that girl. Every time she gets in the game, that girl is sensational. But She a lot of times she gets in foul trouble, and sometimes she has these stretches where she can't score. Like she can shake and bake, she can dribble, she got handles, she can dish, she can play defense. She's fast up and down the court. She's great in transition, all of that stuff. But sometimes she get in these ruts where she just cannot score. And it's weird because that girl is ridiculously talented. Malaysia Fawali should be dominating every time she gets in the game, but she doesn't. And it's really weird. I don't understand it at all. Oh, Tiff, you never watched college basketball? Come on now. Not even the ladies. Gotta watch women's basketball. Let me be honest with you. That's what got me into the W. Because I watched all the way. I watched 3 years ago now when Iowa and LSU faced off in the title, and LSU got with them. Kim Mulkey got with them, right? And that's when I first found out about Caitlin Clark. And here's when I became a fan of Caitlin Clark. I was a fan of LSU and Angel Reese because everybody was talking bad about her then. And then what's the girl? Kateri Poole, and that whole. I mean, they just had a great team. Kim Mulkey is crazy, but she get the most out of them players. But here's when I became a fan of Caitlin Clark. After she lost that game, she didn't deny that she talked shit. And I was like, at least you own up to it. At least you own up to it. And everybody was mad that Caitlin Clark or that Angel Reese was giving her the ring finger and all that type of stuff. I'm like, let me be clear that Caitlin Clark talked cash shit. And a lot of it. And I'm quite sure she was running her mouth during that game. Because she had a couple runs. Like I said, she dropped 30 on them. But it takes a team to win a championship. It takes a team. And LSU had the better team. Angel Reese was pulling down all the rebounds. Flau'jae was killing it. Anisha was killing it. And they couldn't be stopped. Carlos, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Sometimes college games are better than WNBA games. Sometimes college games are better than the NBA games. Stop playing. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched the NBA game, especially after everything that happened here in Philadelphia with Joel Embiid. Come on, man. Everybody named Mama got hurt. Do I think Juju will take a leap year as a junior? I think she'll play better. You can't help but get better every year. Every year you should get better. Every year you learn more about what not to do. So your game gets streamlined. You know what works, what doesn't work. And then the next stage of that is you know what works and what doesn't work against certain teams. You're not going to play Notre Dame like you play South Carolina, like you play Tennessee, like you play Texas, like you play North Carolina State. Everybody's different. Isaiah James is going to give you something different than Hannah Hidalgo, than Silas Swords, than Sonia Citron. So you got to mix it up a little bit, and you got to fill out what your game is the best, and you got to streamline your game. So, but yeah, sometimes I think the college games are better now than the NBA game. So I think the WNBA is in a very interesting situation because the NBA is so down. I'm working on a script for this one. I'm working on a video about I'm very interested. This year is a pivotal year for the WNBA. Very pivotal year because they're about to go into the collective bargaining agreement. And this spoken and unspoken hatred for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Because there's a ton of people that love Caitlin Clark. There's a ton of people that love Angel Reese. There's a ton of people that hate Caitlin Clark. There's a ton of people that hate Angel Reese. But these are the two biggest stars in the sport, bar none. Caitlin Clark is putting butts in seats. Period. Period. Don't give me that. Don't give me that shit about we've been here for years. We've been doing it too. Don't give me that. I understand where you're coming from, but facts are facts. You can look it up. When you look at your average, and when this is no team specifically, but you look at all of the average attendance numbers for most of the teams, not all, most of the teams, and the average numbers are well below 10,000 a game until Caitlin Clark comes to town. Not Asia Wilson, not Angel Reese. When Caitlin Clark comes to town, the numbers go through the year. Now, the Angel Reese factor is Angel Reese has got social media on lock. On lockdown. Angel Reese is everywhere. Now, whether you like her or not is irrelevant. Angel Reese is becoming such a polarizing figure because the thing when you polarize in this social media landscape is it does not matter if you love them or hate them. You still watching. You still want to see the train wreck. And Angel Reese has social media on lock. You got somebody that's putting butts in seats. You got somebody with the social media influence. And the WNBA has got to figure out how to get them together and get on the same page. You got to figure out how to do that because that's your leverage. That's how you get more money in your CBA. When you get more people coming to the games, and more importantly, you get more people watching on TV. I thought Unrivaled was pretty good. And I'm saying this is somebody that wasn't interested in 3-on-3. It still didn't keep me interested, but I thought the league as a whole ran its course pretty well. I expected the viewership not to be great. That's to be expected when your inaugural year. But it's a good thing to build on, but at least you generated interest for the players. And that's going to follow to the WNBA. But now you got to see how many new fans. I say this a lot. The WNBA is looking for people like me, somebody that didn't give a damn about the W 3 years ago. I'm the new fan that's spending money and paying attention and investing and paying attention to what's going on. I know names now. 3 years ago, Arike Agumbawale could have walked up to me and smacked me in the face with a cheesesteak. I wouldn't have known who she was. The same thing with Skylar Diggins-Smith. The same thing with Jewel Lloyd. The same thing with Sabrina Ionescu. The same thing with Kelsey Plum. I've told this story before. I saw Kelsey Plum in the social media meme when she throws the t-shirts in the crowd. I never knew that was her. I just thought it was some girl they got in the crowd that gave a good throw with a t-shirt. I thought she was like in some women's football league or something. I never knew that was Kelsey Plum until I started watching W. I was like, oh, that's okay. I get it now. Now 2 and 2 together. I got it. But I wasn't paying attention. Now I am. Yo, I like Jewel Lloyd, man. I do. I like her too. I like her too. But like I was saying, now my favorite players. I'm looking at Jonquel Jones. I'm looking at Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. I'm looking at Sabrina Ionescu. I'm still watching Jewel. I want to see Arike. I want to see Arike and Paige Beckers. How is that dynamic going to work? Because in my estimation, that's going to be the same dynamic as Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. You had Indiana right now has 2 of the best scorers in NCAA history. Caitlin Clark broke Kelsey Mitchell's record. So you got 2 of the baddest scorers that ever played in college on the same team. And last year, at the second half of that season, they found a way to make it work. Now they're going to build on that. Now they got rid of some of the fluff, and now they got a real team in there. They got rid of Christy Sides, and they made it. They're going to make it work. They're going to make it work. So we'll see. Chicago's in a different situation. They don't know what they're going to get from Tyler Marsh. They don't know what they're going to get from these players they brought in. But right now, it seems like Indiana is going to be one of the teams to beat, because right now they just paper tigers. I know they got a good team together. I know, everybody goes gaga every time they put out a video of them working out together. And I'm like, pump your brakes. They in the gym shooting. That's what they supposed to be doing. But it don't mean a damn thing unless when it's time to lace them up and get on the court. That's what I want to see it. That's what I want to see it. So a lot of fans are going to be looking at Chicago, because you got a big contingency of Angel Reese fans that just love Angel Reese to the nth degree. But I'm like, you got to put it down on the court. Now she got injured that same wrist again. Is that going to hamper her? Because in my estimation, Chicago, they're going to need Angel Reese, or they're going to have to feed Camila Cardoso. But they need that Indiana-Chicago rivalry. They need that, because that is going to drive ratings. Ratings is going to drum up revenue streams. Revenue streams is where you make the real money, and that gives the WNBA Players Association leverage. That's what this is all coming down to. Indiana ain't going nowhere. Everywhere they go, they sell out the biggest venues. You see that. There's another team that's done already moved to the bigger venue. And they calling it a scheduling conflict. Get the hell out of here, man. We ain't stupid. We know what the deal is. I ain't gonna get mad at you for making money. Renee Montgomery talked all of that shit. They not like us. They not like us. The Caitlin Clark fans and all of that kind of stuff. And guess what? She moved to a bigger arena so her and her partners can make money. I do not begrudge her for that. She got to eat a little crow, and it makes her look silly. But guess what? You can look silly when you cash in them checks. So it is what it is. Carlos, I agree. Kennedy, that's going to end up hurting them. But here's my thing with Kennedy Carter. Here's my prediction in Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is going to get signed mid-season, because, in my opinion, all them ladies that was playing in Unrivaled, you're going to see I'm predicting that you're going to have a couple more injuries. You're going to have more injuries than you did last year, because now you get a lot of these women with a lot more wear and tear than they would usually have. But it's hard to even say that, because they've been playing overseas and doing all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. But the WNBA has got to get, if you want to call it the rivalry, they got to get their Boston, LA. And right now it's Indiana and Chicago. So play it up. Figure out what you got to do. If you go on WNBA's Twitter feed, website, whatever, when's the last time Angel Reese been on there? When's the last time Caitlin Clark been on there? And they are driving the traffic. And they study trying to push everybody else. It's like, push the people you got. If Caitlin Clark's at the top of the heap, she can't make all the damn commercials. She just can't. If Angel Reese is at the top of the heap, she can't make all the commercials. She can't. So it's going to feed off and filter off to other people. But it is up to the NBA, it's up to the WNBA to figure out a way to pump up all of these other players. The only other player, in my opinion, who's on that level right now is Asia. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, in my opinion, she taking some hits with some of the comments and some of the stuff that they've caught her saying, and it's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. But Asia, and here's why I say this: the WNBA, Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Aces were the first team to sell out their season tickets before the season started. So Las Vegas has been trending in that direction. New York just won the title, but if you look at their average attendance, they 10 plus. So they've had people at games, and now they won the title. So and it helped that Sabrina Ionescu was on that team, even though she played horrible in the finals, but everybody knew her from the All-Star game. So they did that. Everybody recognized it, and then they win the title. So that helps. But the WNBA better be about this promotion stuff. They better figure out a way to put a commercial together with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese somehow. Somehow. I don't understand. Now, I don't know for a fact. I would like to see Angel Reese get Caitlin Clark on the podcast. Get the people together. Do you know how many people will be watching that show? Screw what they say. Turn off the comments if you got to. You just want the traffic. That would be crazy. But, you know, I don't know. Carlos, didn't she get in the situation overseas just recently? Who? Kennedy Carter? I thought Kennedy Carter just won an award for being like, you know, on her best behavior type award in China. Kennedy Carter was killing it over there. So I don't know if anything happened, or are you talking about Sabrina? Because I know so that video came out with Sabrina playing in the Philippines, and they was trying to get a little bit too overzealous, and she wasn't having it. Flage. Yes, Flage plays for LSU. And Flage is pretty damn good. Flage will probably get drafted in the W. And Flage is another one with the heavy social media influence. She got her rap career. If you didn't see her commercial for Powerade, I was like, yo, that's fire. I ain't gonna lie. That's fire. The girl got some flow. Gotta give her that. If y'all ain't seen this, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I mean, it's fire. I ain't gonna lie. It's dope. She a legit rapper. Yeah, that was kind of fire. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of fire. How to give her props for that. So, yeah, I heard that before. I know there was an incident where didn't one of the DJs at a game get suspended because they played her late father's song or something like that. They said it was kind of disrespectful, but yeah, yep. So she got game, and she got the influence with it. So, but that's what's coming out. The next couple years, the WNBA got it on lock. Paige Beckers is coming out this year. Flage, I'm not sure when Flage is coming out. I don't know if she's a senior this year. I think Anisha Moreau is a senior, but I'm not sure when she's coming out. But you got Paige, Haley Van Lith is coming out. You got known quantities in the NCAA landscape. Flaujae's coming out. Juju's coming out. Lauren Betts from UCLA is coming out. The 6'7" girl. So Isaiah James is going to be coming out. Hannah Hidalgo will be out in a couple years. Silas Swords is a freshman. Silas Swords and Toby Fournier. Toby Fournier was the one that was dunking when she was 15 in Canada. Nobody saw her. Toby Fournier was killing it. Killing it in Canada. And nobody knew who she was. She was dunking with two hands when she was like 15. Let me see if I can find that tape. Dude, stop playing with me. Freshman at Duke. She playing now. And Kara Lawson got her. Stop playing. And let me be honest with you. In my opinion, that would take the W over the top. You ain't got to dunk all the time, but look how people got excited when Brittany Griner dunked in Unrivaled. What, last week was? You ain't got to see it all the time. You just got to see it enough to generate the interest. That's all I'm saying. Because it'll be on the cover of it would be on every highlight. It would be. Kiki Iriafen can dunk, but I still ain't seen it yet. I need to see it in the game. You talking about generating some type of excitement? Oh my God. That would be phenomenal. But she ain't doing it. So we'll see what they do. But the WNBA better jump on it. They better start generating these views and this, getting it together, get this swell of attraction and attention, because they're going to need that for leverage to get the money they want to get. And what I'm hoping is, I hope that the WNBA Players Association and those who are the leaders thereof do not get too greedy and do not forget about all the young ones. I don't think that they will, but that's the negotiation. It's a give and take. It's not, y'all going to give us the money that we want or we going to sit out. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. It don't. Now you are in a situation where the TV ratings say, hey, somebody is interested in your sport. When for the past 20 years, that wasn't the case. Now you got it, and now you got infighting, and I don't like her, and I don't like her, and it was me too, and we've been here, and it's like, y'all got to get over that with the quickness, because you got to learn how to play the game, and the game ain't fair. But if you want to make this money, if you want to get the players double and triple what their salary is now, these women should not be getting paid $75,000 or $150,000 for a 4-year contract. That type of shit. Nah, they should be getting at least $150 a year, at least that. More. But you got to be able to back that up. You got to be able to show numbers that say, hey, we can consistently give it, because it's not Indiana. Indiana, Las Vegas, New York. Take them 3 teams off of it. And you look at every other team has got to get their weekly numbers up when they're not playing Indiana. That's what matters. Because that's what investors are going to look for. And that's what the W's got to go to the league and say, hey, this is our leverage. We bring in this many viewers to the game, this many signups, all of that type of stuff. That's the leverage that they got to have. So they got to maximize it. So it's not Indiana. It's not Las Vegas. It's not New York. It's all the other teams. Got to step their game up. It's Dallas. It's Connecticut. It's Minnesota. Minnesota's attendance is god awful. Those other teams, they got to step their game up. Seattle, I'm not sure what Seattle's is. And then they got Golden State and Toronto. And who knows what's going to happen with Toronto, because with Trump changing rules about what's going to happen in Canada, you don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to put a tariff on the Canadian players, on the Canadian team? You know what I'm saying? So there's some X factors in that, some unknowns in that. So uh, yeah, facts over feelings, man. Facts over feelings, Carlos. So we'll see what they're gonna do, but they got an opportunity to take a major step, and I hope they don't screw it up with all of this. It's more than one player, and uh, like they understood back in '84 what Michael brought to the table. They understood it. Now, a lot of players didn't like the treatment that he was getting, but it was worth it because he put money in everybody's pocket. Michael Jordan is directly responsible for the rise of ESPN. If they wasn't showing his dunks on Sports Center in the morning before you went to school and when you came home from work, ESPN wouldn't be what it is now. They wouldn't be in Bristol. So yeah, man, business don't care about feelings, man. Cash them checks. And whatever they got to do, the WNBA better be about the business and trying to figure out a way to pump up all these other teams. Chicago, all the people that swear up and down how good Angel Reese is, and I agree, Angel Reese is good, but y'all better show up to them damn games. Texas, y'all already had Arike Agumbawale and wasn't showing up. Now you got Paige Beckers. Y'all better show up to them games. So it'll be interesting because, like I said, it's not them. It's not the teams that's already packing them in. It's everybody else, because that's going to show the people that want to spend money on the league, the people that want to get more television deal and media rights. It's going to show those people like, hey, we got some leverage because we bring in eyes and we put butts in seats. It hasn't been this popular since its inception. If you go back and look at when Cheryl Swoops was still playing, and all Rebecca Lobo, and coming off that, the the Olympic team, they had a lot of people at those games. It was a lot of people going to them games, and then it just steadily died off. And every year, you got more and more distractions, more and more cable channels, more and more shows. It just more and more distractions. And now with social media and streaming and everything like that, it's even more so. And you finally get a superstar that grabs everybody's attention, whatever the reason. And I say this a lot. I don't give a damn who kicks in the door as long as the door is open for me. And it seems like, not everybody, but it seems like everybody is mad because the audience has chosen that Caitlin Clark is the one that kicked in the door. Not Asia Wilson, not Angel Reese, not Brianna Stewart, not Sabrina Ionescu, even though they're all great players, not Sue Bird, not Diana Taurasi. None of them kicked in the door like Caitlin did. Nobody brought in the numbers like Caitlin did. And for whatever reason, people mad about it. And it's like, y'all better pump the brakes on that nonsense and go get your money. Stop fucking with the money. Yeah, but Carlos, go up and look up. You could probably find this on YouTube. I think Magic Johnson was on Kimmel or one of the shows, one of the late night shows. Magic Johnson tells the story when they won the title in '78, I guess it was. When they won the title, when it was Lakers in Boston, they raced home. They hopped on the bus. They got back to the hotel as quick as they could so they could watch the game on tape delay. The NBA Finals on tape delay. That's how bad the league was until Magic and Bird happened. And that rivalry was created. And this is what they got. And Kathy Engelbert was right. You got to have rivalries and you got to have stories to help build the league. And you got that. Now, here's the problem with that. Because we in the social media era, there's an element that didn't exist when Magic and Bird happened. But you talk to anybody that played in Boston and all of the isms and stuff that was going on in Boston, all of the death threats and racist attacks that Magic and Kareem got in Boston. Bill Russell got them, and he played for Boston. So it's not like it's anything new. And in my opinion, the mistake that the players in the W are making now is they're trying to say that that's, there's no place for that in this game. Like, you can't get rid of it. It's always been part of the game. And I think for a lot of the players to think they just gonna say something on the mic and it's gonna somehow disappear is very naive. The best way to deal with it is not to deal with it. The best way to deal with it is not get on social media, turn off your comments. There are some things you can do. You can choose not to engage, but that's the problem. Everybody is tied in to the social media thing so hard, they just got to say something. What's that NFL coach, Herm Edwards? Don't press send. You don't have to respond to everything. I'm finding that out now. Everybody don't like my comments. Everybody don't like my videos, and I get negative comments, and you want to go back at them, and it's like, it's not going to serve me no purpose. I don't know who that person is, and it's not going to stop them for their comments. There's nothing that I can say in 256 keystrokes that's going to change their state of mind. So use that energy somewhere else. And the players in the W was just like, oh, we're going to tell them to stop because that's we're not going to deal with that. Yes, the hell you are. Because some of those people, some of them nasty ass trolls and racist commenters and fans and all of that type of stuff, they pay money too. You just don't see it. But they buying tickets. They buying merch. So you can't distinguish. That's why the situation in Atlanta looked kind of not good optics for Renee Montgomery, because she said what she said. She was talking to Caitlin Clark fans, and I was like, well, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan, but you clearly not talking to me. So you trying to distinguish, you trying to call trolls and fans the same thing, and that's they two different types. Can't do that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But they better get this together because they got a prime opportunity to really get leverage so they can get what they want. They can make the money they want to make. And that's the other thing. Are they going to be realistic enough to understand that they are not going to get NBA money? They're not going to get it. So don't go for that. You got to be realistic about what you're dealing with and the situation that you are in. The WNBA has been a losing business venture for over 20 years. And now you are finally in a position where in the next 3 to 4 years, you might be in the black, the way things are trending, but you're not there yet. So everybody's going to look at your track record. When you say, I want everybody to make this much money, they're going to say, but your track record is, and what are you going to show me to make me think that this is going to change? And they say, well, our numbers are up because, and they're going to say, well, the numbers are up when you're dealing with one player. What about everybody else? You just don't demand what you want at a CBA because it's you against the owners. It's you against the owners. And you don't just demand what you want. It's a give and take. It's a quid pro quo. I give you something, y'all give me something. Tell you what, okay, maybe we don't have maybe instead of 100% child care, maybe it's only 75% child care, but the salary goes up 50,000 more than what we just negotiated. It's a give and take. It's not you gonna give me everything or we ain't playing. Can't do that. Because you got to remember, everybody ain't got Caitlin Clark money. Everybody ain't got Angel Reese money. Angel Reese make way more on her social media than she do in the W. Flau'jae makes way more in NIL and from her rap career than she will when she gets to the W. So the money issue, you can't talk like everybody makes that money. So if the league don't play, everybody ain't gonna be good. Is the just like in the NFL when the NFL had to do it? Is the WNBA gonna take a collection for all of those players that don't make a lot of money, and all those players that are gonna go through some hard times and can't make ends meet because they are not playing? Are they gonna take up a collection for those players? It's a lot that can come with this. A lot that can come with this. And the WNBA Players Association, they better be ready when they just talking about when they throwing it out there like that. The problem I had with Angel Reese saying what she said on her podcast, even she did not say, let me reiterate this. I did a whole video about this. She did not say that the players were going to walk. What she said was that's what she heard. So it didn't come from her. She was just saying what she heard. But because she's the social media face of the WNBA, they tagging her with that. She clearly said, "Well, I heard," because she was basing that response on what Dejanay said. You got to come to the meetings. Yeah, I got to get to the meetings. Yes, you get to the meetings and don't speak on it until you go to the meetings. And after you go to the meetings, don't speak on it. The only thing that should come from that is Agumike. She the president. She the only one that should be speaking on this. So don't get yourself in trouble because now they looking at her. Even though she didn't say it, people don't care. They done put it on her now. And she got to deal with it because she got the biggest influence. So she got to be careful because she don't speak for everybody. Like I said, everybody ain't got Met Gala money like she does. And is she going to take up that collection if they do sit out? If it does get to that point, who going to take care of the players that are making 60 grand a year? Who going to take care of them? And they got child care and all this stuff. Why you think Hamby left Las Vegas? When she got into that fight with Becky Hammond, was she just making all of that stuff up? Professional sports is a nasty business, and the WNBA gonna find out in very short order how nasty it can be, especially when you're gonna try to go up against the owners and make more money. When your league as a business has been losing money for 20 plus years. Very tall task. So you better have your ducks in a row. I want to see y'all get paid, but y'all better go about it the right way. So, hour 15 minutes, we've been rocking and rolling, man. Hour 15 minutes. I'm gonna try. Nah, we did a little bit of bracket talk, but these are my brackets, man. I was gonna do an animation for the whole thing, but we ain't got enough time for that, and I'm tired. So you see it. I got Duke. Duke winning the title. Duke over UConn. So we'll see. But all right, I'm gonna get up out of here. It is 11:48. I'm doing good to be done before 12. My boy KSAP be on till like 4 and 5 in the morning. I'm like, bro, I gotta go to work in the morning. I got things to do. So, all right, I'm gonna get up out of here. Check me out tomorrow night. It'll most likely be late because I won't be getting back until like 8:30, 9 o'clock. But I have plenty to talk about. We're gonna talk about some Eagle stuff, or whatever you want to get into. So, but I'll have lots of pictures, lots of videos. It should be fun to share, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna get up out of here, go eat a couple more ribs before I go to bed, and I will check you guys out tomorrow. I'll let y'all later. Go Birds.